Hi everyone, welcome to my channel and happy Halloween. It's good to see you here, and I have a little bit of history today for you along with the next thing that we're going to do. I've already dropped one in there for you. So welcome, I'm Davy Jade, and tonight I'm going to be Davy Jade. I'm going to be, looks like I'm a little bit of a bird. I do have wings, yes, I've got those on. I've got to take off and we're not going to use a broom, so we're going to use wings. Yes. So the history is about pumpkins. Why have people decided to make them so gruesome anymore? I do not know, because originally the pumpkin face or the pumpkin head was indicative of the scarecrow. And being that that pumpkin was now put at the door of the villager, that was to represent as lighted a light for those that were going on their way, because All Hallows Eve is that time when there's no veil over the earth, especially when there's a beautiful full moon like there is this time. Oh my goodness, isn't it a big one? And on top of that, as I stick that in there, a blue moon. So we know that the energy is very intense. Remember, we also have our 3 retrogrades, which thank goodness they're winding down, but they are here. So all of that energy stirring around, stirring like a big cauldron over a big fire, and stirring. And yes, now what we're going to do is I'm going to tell you, please, if you have not yet carved your pumpkins, carve them. Put a little light in them. Now this is the time I will tell you could possibly use tea lights if you want, so that that light will stay on. And then those that come by will be able to have their way lit. It's very, very nice to put offerings out for them, because as anyone that travels and goes by, it's nice to be able to stop at a person's house and have something to eat. And as everything does have energy, so does food. So put out things like apples, pears, maybe some oranges. I don't know. Those are maybe a little newer, more indicative of the old days where there were good nuts. I wouldn't say cashews or peanuts, more like pine nuts and almonds, walnuts. Also, what you could do is you can also go ahead and put out, I would say carve up an apple. Put some cinnamon on it. That would be nice. I always like to put a little bit of honey on that plate because it is the sweetness of life and they do enjoy it. I also put possibly some cakes, maybe a little bit of ale. We've got a lot of pale ales at this point, and particularly some nice mead wine. Oh yes, mead wine is lovely for All Hallows Eve. It's a very sweet wine. But do this for them, set it out there, and after the 2 days are up, if you haven't had little critters come by and eat of this food, then you can put it into your plants or into your garden. Well, Jade, I live in an apartment complex, or I live in a brownstone, I can't. Well, I would say do your best. If you do have little animals, I wouldn't feed it to them. No, because remember, this is for those that have passed on, but don't scrape it into the trash either. I don't think that that would be a good thing to do, given that it is still All Hallows Eve, which does last, by the way, a couple of days after 31 October. So make sure that you do that. Now, what are we going to do, and how are we going to make things happen? I've sent to you, let's see, the last video. I've got one for you on money. I've got one for you on love. And now I think I'm going to just kind of tell you some good fun things you can do on Halloween. It's also called sewing. Now, you can use, I brought a few little things. You can use obsidian or black onyx. You can use this. You can also use, which that's an obsidian, you can use bloodstone if you have it to enhance things. Please don't run out to the store and feel like you have to get all these things. Do with what you have and do the best that you can. This here, let's see, you can use nutmeg. You can use sage. Now, I'm not talking about sage to waft it around. I'm talking about sage that you can sprinkle because it is a cleanser. You can use these. These are coriander. You always want to get the most whole seed, much better. And you can get whole cloves. So I've gotten those. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk about how to set this up. What you want to do, if you can, again, please, a lot of people don't have these things on hand, so do the best you can. You don't need to run around like a little crazy person attempting to find everything, but I guess we do that when we look for our costumes. Well, we are a nation of last-minute folks, so just do what you can. You will want to get some orange candles. If you don't have orange candles, hopefully you do have white. I don't know what to tell you if you don't have white. Well, then maybe you're just going to listen to the video and do this another time, because these things that I'm giving you, these little recipes of fun, are not conducive to just one day of the year. This just happens to be a really great day to do this. So what you want to do, you can also get a pomegranate. Pomegranates are very, very sacred to the goddesses, and they love that as a representation because it's got all those little seeds in there. So take that for what it's worth, all the seeds that will be planted. So what you want to do is you'll want to lay out, if you have a piece of black cloth or perhaps orange, and get your candles, decorate them with apples and maybe a couple pomegranates. And if you have anything left of the marigolds, it's good to put what you have left, because marigolds happen to draw money. Do you have to? No, 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 no. This is for fun, and this you can do anytime. So you will want to burn what I mentioned before, which is you can get bay leaves. Now, I mentioned bayberry before. If you don't have that, get bay. Okay, you can do that. And then you will get your little, what we're calling them, jack-o'-lanterns. You notice? Jack, yes, a person, jack-o'-lanterns. And you can put those on your table before you place them outside. So you will want to get your candle. And what you'll want to do is, I've got this one. Now I will get a new one. This happens to be a nice purple one. Sometimes this guy comes along, I burn him. This would be for more psychic energy, because purple is one that will help you with your psychic energy, which is what we want on this night. Please do not get too crazy with what's going on, because there is so much energy and we don't want to have that happen. We want to be able to have fun and draw good things to us. So you will put that with your oils. Now, what oils? People are going to ask me, what oils? What do I do? Well, I haven't decided yet, because being that I'm just getting things into my head, I haven't quite decided what we're going to do tonight. But what we want to do is we want to say a nice thing, a nice poem that will be helpful to those on their way. So we will say this, and you can write this down. Blessings we bestow on thee. People say in what you must say. I really don't like this that I'm reading. I think I'm just going to make it up. Let's see. On this fun All Hallows Eve, goddesses, gods, and angels cleave. Bring us all this night's delight. Make this fun on this sacred night. As we stir and make this up, bring us now and fill our cup. Now that was right off the cuff. So you can use that, and you can use it to your light. And when you're done saying that, and you say it 3 times, know that because it was done on the fly and it was done with you in mind, you will be able to receive what you want. Okay, here we go. What are we going to wish for? Well, I think that, let's see, we've done, oh my goodness, we have done on the other one, we did a money one, we did a love one. I think this is going to be one for us. Let's do the increase our love to ourselves. Well, how would we do that? Well, let us get a cup of tea. So of course you're going to have that prepared ahead of time. Get a cup of tea, and in there put some lavender. I guess you can put oil if you want, but I would well, how do we get lavender, Jade? Maybe you might put a little bit of oil. You can ingest lavender, but if you can get it at the store, that would be great. And then I would make, or you can just buy lavender tea. I'm sure you can find that in a box. So that would be great. Let's see, then I would do this. I would get your mead, if you have it, and I would heat that up. If you're gonna do lavender tea, that's good, because that's gonna bring you calmness and joy to yourself. But if you're going to do the mead, you can actually heat it, because it's a dessert wine. And if you do that, there are herbs there that you can add, and they're quite nice. It's also very fragrant for the house, so that's another plus. So you can do that and let it just steam in that little saucepan or that pot that you put it in, or your teapot. That would be for your lavender tea. And when you set it down, say the words that I gave to you, because that was completely off the cuff, like I said, and I'm like, I better write that down myself. And once you're done with that, then what you want to do is you want to take some cinnamon sticks. Now, lavender and cinnamon, I think so. So I'm going to pop this open. Hopefully I'm going to pop it open. It's a little loud. There we go. Get some cinnamon sticks, some long ones. See, I just opened these. They smell great. And then what I want you to do is I want you to put them in a cup. Now, it doesn't have to look like this guy, but it's cute. So I would put my tea in here, or my wine, my mead, and then even if that other has herbs in it, I would still stick that in, because this is going to be your key to increasing the energy and bringing the energy up, because cinnamon is rather hot. So I could have the spice of life for myself. I could have a little bit of energy for myself, but it's also very healing and very cleansing. So I encourage you to do that, and just take your time with it. And the more that you take your time with this tea, and the more that you focus on yourself and what you love about yourself, and that those deities, angels, and guides that are with you, that's when you make your wish. So have your pen and your paper and start writing down things that just kind of float into your brain that you may want, you may desire. Maybe not the same old things you're always doing, because we particularly are always writing the same old thing, the same old thing, the same old thing. And while that's really wonderful to do that, it's also, maybe it's a little bit boring. Boring? Yes, the word was boring. No, I don't ever get bored. If you want to write the same old thing, write the same old thing. But needless to say, whatever you do, dream it big. I mean, really big. So maybe you want to own your own jet. Well, maybe you want to own your own boat. Well, maybe you want to own land to help others. Whatever it is, but dream it big and dream it fun. Because after all, maybe you want to jump out of a plane. I don't know. But all of this is something that you will put in there. Maybe you think, Jade, I just want to wish good things for myself. You know, more friendliness, more kindness, more goodness to spread into the world. I agree. You can wish that too. So do that as well. But remember, drink up before it gets too cold. And then you will have ingested your own words. You will be your own person, and that will assimilate through your whole being, and you absolutely will enjoy it. Have a happy Halloween, and I wish you so many blessings on you. I'll see you soon. Thank you for coming, and of course I have to say, if you'd like, please just read the stuff downstairs, like underneath, because I definitely and thankfully I'm here to have fun with you, to serve you, to guide you as you will. Take care. Happy Halloween.